He wanted.
This is crazy. What is going on here? If Oprah called and said, hey, Donni, we're going to reveal your book on the show. We want to prepare for that moment, but it's not like after that, we just take it all in and oh my gosh, finally, we were on the show. It don't work like that no more because after they see you, they scroll to something else. Somebody else is on tomorrow that the whole audience is going to be excited about. So we have to be intentional, knowing that nobody's going to save us and we are going to go get it.
We have entrepreneurs that may not be doing, lip gloss named gonorrhea, but they are taking advantage of what they think has great viral ability.
Every generation has gone through it and experienced it. There was a time where it was risque wearing a miniskirt or wearing a revealing top. Or like there are people that like just blew their gasket when they saw a bikini on TV.
Does integrity matter in business these days?
Let's get it started. You ready, Donni? You are handling business this morning. I can see it all over your face. It's written all over your face.
You don't have to say a word. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to say a word.
I don't think that's...
You smile, you smile, you smile,
Okay.
you smile.
The part you just sang, I don't know if that's in the song.
Smile for me is better than anything I ever heard. Y'all too young for that.
Right.
We get it. Yanni over there like, what is that? It's just a little 90s R&B. You know what I mean? Little 90s.
Great era. What y'all be listening to? No, but I do respect some of the R&B, like the SZAs and the
For sure, her, SZA,
Yep.
Janae, Aiko.
Her music
Freaking,
is so clever. You listen to like her bars?
Jasmine Sullivan.
No, she's more our era. Well, right after.
She's still
the
making
bridge.
music today though.
Is she?
Yeah, Jasmine. She just dropped the album like last year before. But yeah,
Word?
she's still making music. But she is more our age. Listen, I'm just appreciative of good music. There's a craving for it. I think finally y'all are starting to get tired of this trash music.
Oh no, they're not.
You don't think so?
Stripper music is on fire right now.
It's
Not stripper music, sex music, ho music.
Ho music.
It's on
What's
fire
up?
right now.
So I think though that there's some new talent that's come out in the last couple of months where they're even drawing the line like, yo.
Like who?
Sexy Red.
No, she's the leader of the ho music.
Yo, she just dropped. She is the leader of the ho music, but y'all ain't walking around talking about your coochie hole and your booty holes, right?
Yes, they are 100%.
Okay, so I saw you sing. You sing that song?
It's right. Yeah, here's what I think is happening, and maybe we can have a conversation about it. It's kind of the era of liberation, where people are escaping from the old rules and way of thinking of how someone should be. When the lady, Brittany Renner, she said, she had sex with 35 guys. Well, some people are like, whoa, 35. And even Shannon Sharp was like, oh my gosh. But there was a lot of people like,
Shannon Sharp did that for clips because, dang on well.
For sure. But I'm saying so we'll hear, this is what I believe, we'll hear a lot more conversation around that because we're just in the era of the Sukianas and the Sexy Reds, and it's coming off of the era or time where the guy could be out here, you're cool for smashing all these women. I think women are just, I guess,
feeling liberated,
taking their power back, maybe, I don't know. So
let me say this, because we're an entrepreneurship podcast, right? Not necessarily music industry, but let's go back to Sexy Red for just a second. I had to look it up just to make sure it came from a credible source. Something came across my phone that was so highly disturbing. And it's her new entrepreneurial venture.
No way.
Yes. And I I saw when it came out, the day that it came out, I saw it on a friend's page, and followed by, he had posted right behind that in a carousel post, if you guys are still co-signing this girl, like, I cannot be friends with you, because what she's doing for the culture is just trash. And I hate to watch that camera. I hate to say what anybody is doing is trash, right? I feel like freedom of expression is very, very important. We grew up with the Lil' Kims and the Foxy Browns and all that stuff, and they're still popping. So on one hand, I get it. Mm-hmm. I'm not really taken aback by women who talk about sex and are over-sexualized, whatever. But this young lady released a lip gloss line. The
lip gloss line. Look at it right
her
now.
Lip gloss line has different flavors. For example, Coochie Juice, Booty Hole Brown, Sex on My Period, Yellow Discharge, Gonorrhea, and Nut.
Oh, no. There's no way that's cool. There's probably a group of people who want to put gonorrhea
on their lips. And it came as a result of her doing this podcast interview, I believe, where she talked about she doesn't use condoms during sex. Don't come around her trying to smash with a condom. And they asked if she'd ever had STDs. And she's like, yeah, plenty of them. And she talked about gonorrhea and, all this stuff. And now she's taken that viral moment and created this lip gloss line. And again, Coochie Juice, Booty Hole Brown, Sex on My Period, Gonorrhea, Yellow Discharge, and Nut are the Coochie Pink are the fragrant or the flavors, so to speak, of this lip gloss. The colors of this lip gloss. And as it relates to like business, at what point is going too far? Like, is this too far? Or is this really, really capitalizing off of a moment? What do we think?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like that's too far. And like even Suki.
Hold on. We need a mic.
She said in the interview, she also weighed in on attending church. I ain't been in a minute, but I be praying.
You give it to him.
Yo,
no, go ahead, Bree. He wanted.
This is crazy. Mm-hmm. What is going on here?
And so seriously, because we have entrepreneurs that may not be doing, lip gloss named gonorrhea, but they are taking advantage of what they think has great viral ability and producing products and services and offers that are not in integrity. And does it matter? Does integrity matter in business these days?
Ooh, here's what I know. And it's like just in my head, they're not going to produce all this if there's not a market.
Okay.
While she's coming up with these names, this is just what I see in my head. It's a room full of her and her friends. And they're coming up with names. And when they came up with the name, the whole room was like, yo, that's the one. Yo, you gotta have that one. And you're like, in what world do you get a group of people together, a focus group of people, and they say, this is the one?
Not a focus group.
I am so intrigued to know how it's going to go.
I bet you she is going. I predict that this lip gloss line is going to take off like crazy. And I think it's sad. I do. I think that if she made a lip gloss line that was just sexual, right? Like, even it is a fine line, but even if it was like Coochie Pink.
Donni, let's still keep it a little edited.
Well,
listen to our podcast.
Isn't that an edited version of the other word?
Yes.
We're talking about her product. Even if it was
100%.
that and it was a spinoff of her, original song, the Booty Hole song, blah, blah, blah. Maybe kept it in that lane. I would say, okay, whoever is behind her marketing and branding is pretty genius for coming up with that, even though it's still disgusting, right? But when we get to gonorrhea and yellow discharge, nut, like at that point, it becomes sad and despicable. And even more so sad that there are going to be people buying it and they're going to make this go crazy.
Yeah.
And so we can't we can't even control any of that. Like, to me, God, I hate to say this, but the truth is, to me, that type of behavior should have been immediately shut down. Like, it should have been immediately shut down. And I was looking for the moment where she kind of went too far and the world said, oh, no, you've gone too far. And it was like a reality check, and she brought it back down just a little bit.
Let me give you a flip side, another perspective though. So there is a generation before us. Like right now, we're looking at this like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is a trend. The whole world is going to hell in a handbasket. Our youth are ruined, right? I mean, that's how we're looking at it because this is cool now. But there's a generation before us that saw people like Uncle Luke or the stuff that Little Kim was talking about.
Very true.
I remember I wanted this Foxy Brown album so bad. I love me some Foxy. I remember when it got released. And I'm telling my mom, I had to be 10, 11, maybe 12. I don't know, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And for those that don't know, so Yanni, there was a store that sold CDs, compact disc.
You know what a CD is?
The music.
Real quick, what color was the CD?
Silver.
Okay.
Yes, the music was actually on the disc, so you'd have to put it into this anyway. But on release day, you couldn't just stream it. You have to go to the store and buy it. But they would have the CDs lined up with a pair of headphones. And you could put the headphones on and kind of get like a sample of the album. Huh?
A walker?
A walker.
She said, is it a walker? Are you talking
baby.
about that ancient device where you had headphones connected to a CD player and it was mobile? A Walkman?
A Walkman.
That one played tapes. You know what a tape is?
Yadi is so cute. She just so cute.
A cassette. There you go. Oh, you're old enough to know. Yanni, a cassette was this thing that when we wanted to, for sure that's not the cassette. That's the CD player. The cassette is the tape, like the CD is the CD. And sometimes we had to stick a pencil in it to rewind it and fast forward it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we had to like blow in it like y'all do PlayStation tapes to get it to work. 100%. And then you put it in that thing. And if you fast forwarded or rewound for a second too long, you've completely missed the whole song. Oh, right?
For sure. Yo, we actually...
Not the illustration.
Yo, we couldn't even hear a song. Yo, it's so wild that the world has changed so much because we used to have to listen to a song, we had to catch it. They had to be playing it on the radio. So we had to like catch that particular song. It's not like you just go somewhere and listen to it. And if you wanted to keep it, you gotta like sit by the radio. They're gonna announce the song. You put the cassette in and you hit play and record at the same time and then record what's on the radio. And that was our iPod. Like we had to put the songs on the tape. And then listen to it. But my point is, we go to the store and I'm just like, Mom, I want to get this Foxy Brown album. I knew I wasn't getting Lil' Kim because the way she looked on the album, it was just over with. But Foxy's wasn't that bad. So I'm like, yo, I just want to go get this album. And they happen to have the little headphones where you can listen to it. I'm like, oh, it's over with.
Won't be getting that.
It's over with. And then I'm using my own money. I'm like, Mom, just go get it. It's not that bad. And the lady says, yeah, you can listen to it. I'm like, oh, it's a wrap. So my mom listened to it for a minute. She's like this, and she's like, there's no way you're getting this out. Appalled, disgusted, the things that she was talking about. But now we're our parents, and we're seeing the Sexy Reds and the Sukianas and all these people who are kind of just free to do and say whatever they want, but it's the same thing as the Lil' Kims and the Trinas and the Foxy Browns.
I agree. So I agree. Here's the thing, though. I will not lie and say that our music also wasn't risque and highly inappropriate. And I think that music has been highly inappropriate since the blues. Like, if you just go back and listen to some of those lyrics. Yeah, I mean, if you listen to, there are just lyrics that are just highly inappropriate. Yo, if you go back and listen to some country, for that time, if you go back and listen to some country music, you'll be blown away at what they're saying in these songs. So it's not even a black music thing. Clear that music has had some very questionable lyrics. But at our time,
It's black music.
It's not just black music. White people are saying it too. You're just not listening to the lyrics, right? And here's the other thing. And no, it's not as raunchy as what we got going on for sure, but raunchy is relative. When we were growing up, music still had censorship. There was still a clean version. Yeah. It's like everything goes right now. Yeah. Also, Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown could never have sold to general marketplace lip gloss called Gonorrhea and Nut. It just could not have been purchased so easily, right? It would have probably been placed like in a sex toy shop or something like that, something meant for porn. And now it's like our kids, they're 12, they're 13, they have social media, they can go and order whatever they want because they got Apple Pay and cards on it. It's just very, very, very accessible. And though our music was over-sexualized, there was still an element of, you better not get caught listening to the real version by your parents. And now everything is the real version.
Yeah, but how we feel though, how everything is like a free for all now. Every generation has gone through it and experienced it. There was a time where it was risque to be on TV wearing a miniskirt or wearing a revealing top. Or like there are people that like just blew their gasket when they saw a bikini on TV. And and this might have been 40s, 50s, something like that. But like they're marching on Congress saying, yo, they cannot be putting this stuff out like that. And then it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So there's gonna be something when it's all said and done that Sexy Red, when she's 45, 50 years old, and she's seeing what her daughter's doing, she's gonna be like, oh no, this is too far. No, I did make a lip gloss. I did make a song about your booty hole, but this is too far. Yeah. It's just, I mean, the world, look at some of the outfits too. Like at the Grammys and stuff, you're naked.
Your nipples are literally out. And that's been happening, I think, since early 2000s, maybe even the 90s. And that's us. Where it started, and that's our generation. So we ruined it for everybody.
It's just getting worse, man.
It's just getting worse. But the question is, Sexy Red as an artist is one thing. Is her now as an entrepreneur with this lip gloss line that we've named, we don't have to name it anymore.
Thanks, Donni.
Is this genius? I want to hear from you guys. Like, is it genius? Johnny, what do you think?
Genius? I don't know.
Are you buying it? Your lip gloss popping?
No.
Yeah, Yanni's not going to buy it.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Here's the thing. If it's cute, I think Deja might rock it. So if it's cute, I don't know. I'm just saying. Yanni's a little more reserved. Deja's a little more hip into the scene.
Deja, are you buying?
There's so many lip glosses, like you don't have to buy one with that name.
But what if this joint is like...
What if it's popping?
Yeah. And it's one that's not as bad. It might be... The name might be Clean Shaven or something like that. Where that's on the lower end of raunchiness.
It's called wax.
I just got the wax one. I didn't get the booty hole one. I got the wax.
No, I'm not getting it.
Brazilian buffet.
Brazilian buffet.
Yo, that's crazy. She got me thinking of names.
Fish gloss. Fish gloss.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, just give us 10% if y'all actually run with it. Because the one thing, and here's the other thing about it that is making it so, in her case specifically, and these are just concerns. It's not, these are just concerns, and it's a valid conversation. I saw someone in the comments when this was released, when this lip gloss line was released, was like, why are all of the celebrities going so hard for her? Like, you see her hanging with, like people like Drake. And it's like, why are you going so hard for that, promoting this even more and more? Because as soon as Drake validates her, then it's mainstream.
Yeah, but Drake always attaches himself to what's coming.
To whatever's hot?
Yeah.
To whatever's hot.
Yeah, look at his career. Like, you see, he'll do collaborations with, Jay-Z wasn't just doing collabs with everybody. Like
you got Jay-Z doing a collab with Sexy Red?
No, never. But Drake for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody, like, if he sees something hot, Drake attacks it.
So the one positive about Sexy Red is that this is clearly a woman who has had rough beginnings, right? And I am happy to see her in a position where she's been able to leverage her experiences and now start working her way out of the hood and out of poverty and helping her friends and her family. But are we not doing enough to set an example to say, like, I don't want to be that, though. I don't want to have nut gloss, gonorrhea gloss.
Man.
I want to have, lip gloss. That's something different. Sexual maybe, but not trifling.
You think it's trifling what she's doing?
Yes.
Can your 13-year-old daughter buy gonorrhea gloss?
No, not at all. I'm just saying, you think it's trifling?
I think the names of the lip gloss are trifling 100%, and
Okay.
I'm not afraid to say it.
Follow-up question.
Okay.
For the entrepreneur, Donni Wiggins. If she said, hey, I don't need you to promote it, but I want to put you on the executive team for strategy, you get a 10%.
I've turned down several companies that I didn't really believe in.
You turned down Sexy Red and you know what's about to happen.
I
You saw that joint for $50 million, get your little 10%.
So when we did the BET Awards and we were interviewing, I ran from that interview.
Sexy Red? Mm-hmm. Really?
Mm-hmm. Her people came and wanted to.
Why y'all ain't do that?
I was so nervous to do it because I did not want to judge her in her face. I think that she will one day transform into something amazing, but right now she's in a place where the questions that I have for you are not the questions that you want to answer.
Like?
I don't know. The questions that I have are not the questions that I want to answer, and I would have turned into like a mama for her, and I didn't want to put her in that spot. So I would have turned into like, Mom, like, I just want to hug you. I want to say it's going to be okay. I want to say that you can do something different. And she was there for fun. She was there for the hip hop awards, and she was there to be Sexy Red. And so I'm just like, no, I don't want to put her on that spot.
I was just there Friday. I'd have for sure asked because, I mean, it's not like a mentor thing. I'm trying to understand the generation. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, something's driving this. Right, she's seeing something in her world where she's giving people what they want, which I think we have. That's the essence of entrepreneurship, right? You find a group of people that want something, you speak their language. There's always going to be a fight or some people against what you're doing. She's not worried about that. I'm just servicing my audience, and
she's doing what she's doing so boldly and confidently. Yeah. There is an audience. Like, I don't know if we can automatically assume that she's a hoe.
No, yeah, we can. For sure.
Okay.
She did an interview and they said, well, what's your goals for this year? And she was like, yo, just have sex with mad men.
She said that?
100%.
Whoa. And so even on a level of ho-ism, even on a scale of ho-ism, there are levels, right?
It used to be Baduism, now it's ho-ism.
Right.
What's going on these
There
days?
are levels to ho-ism. There's classy ways to be a hoe, right? Meaning it's discreet. Nobody really knows what's going on. It's between you and your vag. And then there are just like trashy ways to be a hoe. Now, I'm not condoning hoe behavior at all before the internet goes crazy. But what I'm saying is some women are a little bit more hush-hush and discreet about what they do. And then there are women who are outward. And her audience are the women who are proud to be hoes.
Yeah. So what do we do, y'all? Do we capitalize? Do we jump in the industry? Do we figure out a way to wiggle in there?
What do we do?
That's I feel like Donni said, there is a line. There is a line, like the names is just too much. It is just like, you can have a line like that and it can be something like Lady of the Night or things like that. It still has
but
some
nobody's
type.
Buying Lady of the Night.
Well,
Not
I don't want to buy
audience.
gonorrhea. So.
Well, you not. Okay. But here's my question. And I want to have an honest conversation
It's
in
a
here
lot
today,
of people walking
okay?
around with gonorrhea that would buy the lip gloss. I mean,
True. It is.
I don't even want to use the word anymore. Okay, we have to have an honest conversation here, okay? You meet her at BET Awards, and she says, oh my gosh, I've been looking for a social media manager, and I need somebody to manage the social media of this lip gloss line. I'm going to give you $10,000, $15,000 a month. You manage the page.
No. I couldn't do that. It doesn't align with me.
I know, but
like, I'm so serious. Like, I can't do that. I have to be like, because then eventually somebody's gonna say, "Who's the social media manager?"
Nobody's gonna say that.
Somebody's.
Who
going
have
to
you
ask.
ever looked at their account? Have you ever looked at their account and said, "I wonder who the social media manager is"? Nobody.
People is in your space.
No. Who
in
manages
your
the Shade
space.
Room?
I don't worry
Fashion
about. I don't
Nova.
even follow the Shade Room.
Fashion Nova.
I don't know. I don't even follow.
Who
them.
manages your favorite account?
So I
know somebody that actually manages.
I have seen some dope accounts that I have said, wow, whoever is managing their social media is doing an amazing job.
Right, but you don't go to find them.
But
no, I don't go looking for them all the time, but I have like asked some of my friends who I know in that space, like, who's your social media manager? I would love to be able to use them or refer them.
and that's exactly. So
Yes.
there's going to be people
If
asking.
from a perspective of who wants help, right? So
Right.
picking up clients for sure. But I'm saying it's not like, I'm saying one of the reasons you wouldn't do it shouldn't be that people are going to find out that you're the person and post. Nobody's going to find that out.
But the thing is, when I become her social media manager, the people that's going to ask about that
Yeah.
are people that are aligned with her type of branding, and
Yeah,
that's
for
not
sure.
the type of branding
Suki's
that I'm
coming at you.
aligned.
Suki wants you next.
And you're gonna run $1 million operation
Get
by
mic
doing
over
the
here.
same thing that you would do for me or Dottie. And here's the thing: it's such an unfair question because I can ask the question right now, and you can give me whatever answer you want to give me, but there's not $20,000 in front of your face.
Yeah.
I don't 100% believe Dottie. Okay, if she can consult on the low, and ain't nobody gonna tell her they gonna give her a 40-pack. Oh my gosh, ain't nobody gonna know. She gonna give strategy. She gonna get her bag and walk away. But you never know. You never know. What's up?
He know that ain't true. I stand so firm on my principles and beliefs. Like,
But
you
you're
know,
not
I
doing
stand
anything
on
wrong.
it. No, but I don't I can't get into a creative mindset of how do we sell gonorrhea. That's just not.
Stop saying the
Me.
word, Dottie. And yes, you can.
No, I can't.
You're creative.
I choose
I
not
know
to.
I can.
Okay, so she
come
wants
up
to
with
do
a really cool
she
way.
wants to do a podcast called Gonorrhea and Nut. You on it?
I'm not. Stop saying the words, Dottie.
Are you
no,
on it?
I'm not doing that.
You're not doing it? Okay.
No.
Why not?
I got you doing it on the low. I
Oh,
got
for
you
sure
saying,
not
Don,
doing it.
I got this is what's gonna happen. Dave's gonna be like, yo, Sexy Red people reached out to me. She want a GNN podcast. I can't do it, but I was thinking if you go, I'll work it out and we'll do blah blah blah. Would you? He'll for sure ask me.
But I said I can't do it. But Dottie, this might be an opportunity.
he would for sure.
What's up, Freddie?
The genius is in the timing. If you can create a business that will, in your generation, create enough of a shock effect to get everybody's attention, you're gonna make a lot of money.
That's a fact.
Back in the 60s, whoever put that Woodstock event together, it was perfect timing because you had the whole free love event.
Yep.
Everybody's pulling up and doing whatever they're doing in that lot. You know what I'm saying? Or on that field. If you're in the late 70s, early 80s, and you know how to spit a few bars, and you're gonna put out an album that went against, the status quo, whatever the case may be, you're gonna make a lot of money, and that's what they did. Same thing in the 90s. When if you got an R&B song that you winding and turning the lights off and doing all these crazy stuff, and you can make it hot, you're gonna make a lot of money. We're seeing it happen right now today. If she did it 20 years ago, she would have got shut down. But her timing is what's making her genius.
So I guess thinking it out, I think is just progressing. Like it's becoming more and more and more and more risque. And by the time we have grandchildren, or maybe great grandchildren, people will just be full out naked on commercial platforms and having sex in music videos.
Someone is definitely going to push that limit of literally sex.
Well, I think the tip drill video back in the day was sex in the video. Like that was that BET After Dark. But again, it was after dark. Like I'm not saying that it didn't exist. I'm saying that there was censorship to it. And if Lil' Kim and Foxy had done what Sexy Red is doing today, it would have been censored and marketed to a particular audience. not to the whole World Wide Web.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. So the lesson, I believe, is we do got to find out what's going on and what people want in this age. It may not be this, but there's something happening that you got to start paying attention to, man. Something's happening in your industry that you absolutely have to start paying attention to. So I don't believe Donni will be involved with Sexy Red on the lip. Now if it was something else, like because the lip gloss line is like so raunchy, but let's say for instance, Donni may not like Sexy Red's music, but if she came out with a fashion line or a weave line and wanted you to consult, I think Donni would do that, right?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think she's a terrible person. I just think she has a terrible message right now.
100%. 100%.
For sure.
That's a fact.
And that's the thing. Like, at what point, that's the whole point of my question originally. Like, at what point do we say, I don't want this money this way?
That's an individual choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is you never know what you're going to do until you're faced with that situation.
Yeah, I mean, just last year, David and I were considering an OnlyFans partnership.
This is true.
This is for sure true.
This is true.
Yeah, we were. We had the consultation call and everything. It wasn't enough money for us. So.
But if it was enough money.
But if the money was moneying, we would have for sure been on OnlyFans. How would you guys have felt about that?
We were gonna create an OnlyFans page. No, that's cool. Go ahead. We were creating an OnlyFans page. And the lady on the line wanted us to create the page and was like, all right, cool.
I think because OnlyFans isn't used, of course it started off a certain way, but now it has transformed into more of a Patreon type platform. Yeah. So because of that, I feel like he's like, yeah.
The judgment in this room right now, you can
everybody got quiet.
I think because you guys wouldn't be doing, there would be no risque type information or anything like that. It would as long as it aligned with your brands.
Yeah.
Like, what's
so we'll tell you what happened. We had to call, and the lady was actually saying that they were trying to go another direction. Mm-hmm. And they had a separate part. The OnlyFans stuff where it's behind the paywall and all that kind of stuff, that's one part. But they're creating like a streaming platform with more uplifting, positive, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, me and Donni talked about it. It wasn't...
We heavily considered it.
Yeah, for sure. But it didn't make enough financial sense to do it. But also we started thinking like, all right, well... The perception of people's, you're not going to catch us doing nothing weird, but the perception isn't worth it.
Yeah, we got to promote
an
OnlyFans link. Yeah. I mean, and that's evidence in itself. Like, we walked away from an opportunity that was lucrative, but it wasn't lucrative enough. Basically, we felt like it wasn't lucrative enough to even have the conversation any further, like to keep it going. But also, we had a conversation like, do we really want David and Donni attached to at onlyfans.com.
Yeah, for sure.
And we don't.
There's a really, really good segue into branding and identifying what you want your brand to represent. And it's not just saying, if you're in marketing, I want people to know me as a marketer. There's a lot of things that go into your brand. Mm-hmm. The people that you align with, the things you decide to do, where you show up. I don't go to clubs because I just don't think it's good for my brand, honestly. I just don't want to be the person that, oh yeah, I saw David in the club. I just that environment isn't the environment that I want to paint my, now if it's Donnie's birthday and we hanging out, you're going to see me partying with my sister and we're kicking it, but just regularly going to the club and it's just not something that I want. But all of us have to think about everything that we do. Is this adding or taking away from our brand because it's doing one? Even friendships. Or you might go on a certain podcast and that says something about your brand. I want to do the Fresh and Fit joint.
You do?
I did.
Oh, you did? You went and did it?
No, I wanted to.
Okay.
I wanted to do it. But I didn't like the way they was talking about black women. It would have been good exposure for me. It is not like, it's not like they're doing anything wrong. It's not like they're, it's like super like raunchy, but I didn't like the perception of that particular brand, and I didn't want to be closely aligned with it, so I decided not to do it. And these are all the decisions, but we just go around taking every opportunity and standing next to everybody. I remember we was at a game, and I'm not gonna say who it was, but my one friend was there, and it was another person there, and somebody was like, yo, let's all take a picture. My one friend was like, I'm not getting in that picture.
I remember that. It was a concert, not a game.
It was a concert. It was like, I'm just not getting in that picture.
Not getting in that picture. And there have been several moments of me not wanting to be in certain pictures. Just because I don't want the association.
I remember Donni called me one time. She was like, yo, I hesitated because I did not want to take this picture. And it was... It said everything you do says something about your brand. I think it was cool though, when you all come to Social Proof and you all are like with us, I think it says something positive about your brand. Am I right? Am I right? So that's a good thing. But there are other places you can stand next to. And they say, well, I don't know about that person.
Sketchy.
Yeah, man. You got to take those things into consideration.
Yeah. You have to, once you become an entrepreneur, especially one that's creating impact, and you're building this public or personal brand, especially if you're a personal brand entrepreneur, you definitely have to consider what your behaviors represent to your audience. But I've always not wanted to be super intentional to create a brand that made me trapped, that made me feel trapped behind the element of my business. Like I still want to be able to party if I want to and not be judged. I want you to be able, I don't go to clubs, but if I do go to a club, because every now and then I feel like I want to go hear some music very, very loudly, louder than I can play in my condo. And if I want to do that, then I want to do that. I did go to a club several months ago. I forget who I was with, another entrepreneur, and we're like, hey, let's pull up right here. It was just quick. It was random. And I saw people who were aware of, who I was, hey, Donni, blah, blah, blah. We had conversations. Those people, I don't think, looked at me any differently. Right. They were surprised to see me there. But I don't want to create like this cage for myself. That's not freedom for me. I don't, and that's just that. So that's something that you want to consider. But on the flip side of that, I do understand that while I want to be able to be seen in a club, if I choose to go to a club, I understand that my behavior inside of the club matters. And I can't be upside down on a handstand like I used to be back in the day, right? I can't necessarily do that. And I can't be seen walking out of a club stumbling, sloppy drunk and, and doing all of that. But I can go and enjoy myself because the relatability factor plays a huge role in my brand. For sure. So, it's not to say that you can't do certain things, but you may have to curb or course correct how you're doing those things sometimes. And branding matters because once you attach an image, it's really, really difficult to cut ties. That's why a lot of children stars don't make it as adults because we see you as little such and such who can never grow up. And you have to have a really, really good branding team behind you that knows how to constantly elevate your brand in real time.
Jaleel White decided to take a role, becomes a huge star. Like, where do you go from there though? You're not going to be a cop in a movie, or like you can't really take the person seriously because for that whole run we see Stephen Q. Urkel. And I can't take you serious in a dramatic role.
Can't take you serious in a sex scene. Urkel. Like you'll bust out laughing. Like you've had that experience for sure. And that's branding. So when you're thinking about what you're doing in your business right now, like if you're watching this or listening to this, I want you to really write this down. Like, what does my behavior say about who I am as a business person? And you may not know right away what that looks like. Write down what the things are that you do to the public often. So So if you curse a lot, okay, write that down. It's okay. There's several, what's his name?
Gary V.
Gary V curses all the time. What's the other? No, white guy.
A whole lot.
White guy, coach. Grant Cardone curses all the time, but gosh, how am I forgetting his name? I don't know that Alex Hormozy curses. He's very, very spiritually inclined, so I don't know that, but I'll think of his name. Anyway, they curse a lot. People love that about their brand, but are people loving it about your brand? How are you dressed? Are you constantly dressed, revealing in a revealing way? Is it hurting your brand or helping your brand? Well, question, how does your audience dress? If you're a personal brand, how does your audience dress? If your audience is very conservative and you're very eclectic, maybe that could be a difference in, like, they resonate with your attitude, but there's something about you that's making them not pull the trigger on purchasing with you. Maybe it's the way that you dress. How are you doing X, Y, and Z? What are you constantly putting out there? What are the stories that you're sharing? What kind of memes and reshares are you doing publicly? Now, what you're doing privately matters, but not as much as what you're doing publicly. Literally write down the things that you are doing publicly on social media and in person. What can you be seen doing? And then let's start connecting some dots. Okay, are those things in alignment with the behavior of the audience that you are seeking? Yep. So if you're seeking a very professional, white collar, button down, pantyhose wearing audience, then you, with all the cleavage and your stomach out, might not resonate with that audience, right? It might not. But maybe you're serving a white buttoned down pantyhose wearing audience who wants to escape that persona. Then you doing that would work because they're like, wow, she's bold. I want to have the confidence to do that. Then it works, right? So sometimes we're questioning why we can't make the connection between the audience that we're trying to serve and who we are. And it's the branding that you're putting out there.
Yep. And what's up? Oh, sorry. Here, you need this? All right, cool. So I think we really got to take into consideration exactly what Donni was saying is thinking about all the things we're doing, but being intentional about shaping a brand and shaping an idea in people's minds. And sometimes the brands can be conflicting, meaning how would you feel if you went to an event and you saw Kendrick Lamar and he had 5 chains on with Balenciaga down and Gucci? Kendrick Lamar now. What would you think? It just don't make sense. Like, what's going on? Or J. Cole, you see him like that. You know what I mean? It just really don't make sense. Or you see you see 50 Cent in like African garb. You're like,
is he acting for a movie?
But people spend this time. You got to think about the people who have like strong brands in our mind. Everything they do has been consistent with their branding. 50 Cent is not going to do movies like Tyler Perry. So his show he's not going to come out with a Tyler Perry like family, black empowerment. He has to come out with power. Am I right? That's a part of his brand. Everything we decide to do needs to be intentional. So there's certain things that I'm not going to do. There's certain things that Donnie's not going to do because we want to make sure that we're intentional with our brand. So even when you come out with a new product, I be seeing people, man, the new product that you came out is so contradictory to what you're normally talking about. It just doesn't fit necessarily. My last point is, you all as entrepreneurs are on a clock. So you've been building your t-shirt brand, right, Yanni? You're on a clock of you've got to start creating some successes, or people look at you as the person that's been doing the same thing for a long time and it's not working. At least that's how I looked at it. I was like, I don't want to be the person in the mall forever. I have the t-shirts in the mall. I didn't want to be there forever because now it's not like, yo, this guy's killing it. Guy's doing something amazing. I just become the guy in the mall. So whatever you all are doing, you need to hurry up and get there. And there needs to be some sort of internal pressure. You've been doing your business for 6 months. Great. I'm proud of you. A year, you're still trying to figure some things out. 2 years, you're still grinding. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years in the same place. A problem. This is saying something about your brand. So I hope this inspires you all. You got to go hard. You just came off Tamron Hall's show. You should feel some pressure. How did sales go? Give her the mic real quick. First off, give her a round of applause, Tamron. Because I love me some Tamron Hall. How'd it go?
It was amazing. Well, the person who I had do my website, he didn't have it ready in time.
Okay.
So I'm about to get a big artist in my pants within the next 2 weeks or so.
Wait,
Nice.
pause. That was one of your moments.
Yeah, you don't want to get a big artist in your pants. They're going to be wearing the pants that you
They're
designed.
wearing your pants that you designed.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody doesn't know where we're going with this story.
Okay.
So Jada is a fashion designer.
Yes, very important.
She designs wedding dresses, gowns, and she made a very unique pair of pants.
Yes.
And they were displayed on Tamron Hall's show, and they're just phenomenal. They're a huge hit. So go ahead.
Yeah, I had a bunch of people messaging me though about them. A bunch of people DMing me, emailing me about them. And so yeah, once I get the artist wearing the pants, then I'll just drop them then, because I think he said that website will be ready today. But I got a lot of love, a lot of support.
Good.
So yeah.
I want you to know though that the clock started as soon as you got on Tamron Hall's show.
For sure.
How can we help you? How can Social Proof help you?
A few ways. Y'all want to talk about it right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now.
Hold on, before we get there,
Oh.
I want to drive this point home now.
Okay.
Okay? The clock has started.
I thought about that.
Okay? There should be some pressure. People are, and you don't live your life off other people's expectations.
But you have to keep up the momentum.
You got to keep the
Yeah.
momentum.
That's why I've been posting and stuff again as well.
Let's go.
And so I'm trying to keep the momentum up. We're about to shoot some content today after we leave, so more content.
Good.
But yeah,
What I'm noticing right away though is that she's sitting here knowing that she's gonna have the mic and be on camera at some point. She's not wearing those pants.
She can't wear the pants every day though.
Milano, whose company is worth $100 million right now,
Good point.
wears her clothes every day.
Yeah, but she ain't got that. Yo,
Well-
No. For Milano will wear the same thing over and over and over and
never
over
seen it.
again. I see it. We're friends in real life. I see it. She wears the same thing over and over and over again. Period.
Good point. Well,
When you see her- when you see
Milano
her-
might have like 3 different shades
It does.
of the
Then
pants
make
or something.
3 different shades of the
I
pants.
am, yeah. I'm about to make a
Yeah,
black pair.
then make
this
3
week.
different shades. What you see on her social media are highlights, but Milan behind the scenes, she is her brand. She
Yeah.
breathes it. She exudes it, and she will wear that same thing. She will tell you on the internet, "I'm the queen of repeat. It's mine. I own it. I can."
Yeah, that's a good point. I will say I let a basketball wife use them for a shoot yesterday, so I don't have them right now.
Okay.
But you're right. I should.
Then you need to make
more often.
those are the pants. You make gowns, you make high-end couture, but you have these pair of jeans that are going crazy on the internet.
Yes.
You should be in those jeans every day. You need variations of those jeans every day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the girl with the jeans. Let me get some. It's like marketing. It's the commercial. It's the 1-800-411-PAIN commercial that you hear over and over and over again. And finally you're in an accident and you're like, who do I call? 1-800-411-PAIN, hurt, whatever it is, right? It might get boring for you, but it's marketing
listen.
for everyone else.
That's a
And
good
if
point.
you don't think Fashion Nova saw that show,
I know. I thought about that.
And people have to
clock
be able
starts.
to defend you when they duplicate it. When Shein comes out with their version, people have to be
100%.
able to say, oh, we've been seeing Jada in those every day for X amount of time.
True.
Because they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And they're not stitching by hand.
Yeah.
Okay?
oh, they didn't send a picture to this.
It's
design.
laser developed over there in 3 seconds. And it's going to be $10 to get those pants. Okay? So you have to maximize this momentum right now. So by the time they copy you, you've already moved on.
Yes, that's the goal for sure.
Yep.
So how can Social Proof help you?
So I would say 2 ways. I know David gave me a recommendation for a person who could do manufacturing. So now that I'm back, I can actually have a meeting with them. But right now, it's looking like it's going to cost about $300 to produce them. And I want to see how can I get that a lot smaller, or at least down to like $200.
$300 per pair of pants?
Yes.
Oh, for no. How much are you selling them for?
And so that's the thing that I've been battling with.
Here's what. Okay. All right.
Because I know my target audience, and my target audience, I feel like would pay for them, but I feel like, okay, this is where the other part comes in. I'm working on a marketing campaign right now. I call it like the Set Apart series. And so I want people to start associating with my brand, like status, association of wealth, different things like that. So I started reaching out to different women who I feel like people look up to, but also their target audience follows that person. My target audience follows that person. And so I want to do like, y'all know how in magazines, they'll do a photo shoot with somebody or a feature on somebody, and they'll do a photo shoot as well as an interview with that person. Mm-hmm. I want to start like a mini series like that, so people can start seeing more big names in my pieces. But as far as us getting into their story, they'll be like, oh, this person is a millionaire and they do this, and they really rock with this brand, or they are like a brand ambassador for this brand. And even like with the styling, Maya Elias, she gave me the advice of like having the people styled in like maybe Gucci earrings or a Chanel purse or something like that, mm-hmm. while wearing Jael, so they could associate wealth with my brand. And so possibly like I would say connections of women that y'all think would be great for that. That's why I actually asked you to model for me.
You're supposed to give me a date. You might have.
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today afterwards. Okay. But yes, and so connections with women for that, for my Set Apart series, and then also just help with, if y'all have any marketing ideas, that would be great. And then if y'all could help me figure out how to get the cost of production lowered, that would be great.
Yeah, so that is not my area of expertise in terms of manufacturers.
Yeah.
But what I did do is just sent a text message out to the young lady who's taking over the fashion industry by storm right now, the CEO of Milano Di Rouge, and asked her to have a conversation with you about manufacturing specifically. I think that would help you more than David or I could.
Definitely.
Is that something that would
work
I would
for
love
you?
That. Okay.
For sure.
All right.
Definitely.
Yep. But yeah, for sure. I know the cost is because you have a person doing it, and it should just charge you whatever she wants to charge you. Yeah. So when you go to that fashion house, and the thing is, they might require you to do a bunch, mm-hmm. and then that's when you got to start thinking, okay, can I create some sort of partnerships? Mm-hmm. Can I find some investors? I mean,
I do have someone.
I would invest.
So, yes, leveraging partnerships might be a good idea for your brand right now, at least to get your flagship product out. But if you're going to, like, I do remember when I owned a clothing store and I thought I wanted to be a designer, having the same issue, getting seamstresses like to make my clothes, mm-hmm. it just costs too much. It's the equivalent of you doing it yourself.
Exactly.
And now you feel like you have to price higher to someone else because you made it with your own blood, sweat, and tears. Mm-hmm. You need somebody who makes it with machines.
Yes, exactly. Because even though this is going to be a extension of my brand, like it's going to be a part of my ready to wear line, I want it to be luxury still, but I don't want it to be the same prices as my dresses.
Yeah.
And so I still want there to be like some type of price
Have you
difference.
tried going over or finding some students over at SCAD who are specializing in manufacturing as a major?
Yeah, did I just say SCAD was shutting down, or is that Art Institute? Art Institute shutting down. It's crazy.
Dang, really?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I would go over because they have a whole slew of students who are studying manufacturing. And they may have connections. They may have had internships, but also like some resources available for you to get manufacturing done.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's really, at the end of the day, it's time for you to really go hard.
Yeah, for sure. That's literally the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. I'm trying to...
So is it you just want to produce the pants and just focus on selling the pants, or you want to get what?
So basically, I'm trying to introduce ready to wear to my brand because I want to have like the same business model as Gucci as far as they'll do custom pieces for like their high profile clients for red carpet events, things like that. But then you could go into their store and just buy luxury items. So this is just introducing the online part of my business, I guess, to my audience.
How many products though?
I was thinking, the seamstress, I think I told you, she said she can only do 60.
Forget the seamstress. You want to release just the pants, or how many products?
Oh, yeah. So right now, I think throughout the rest of the year, I just want to focus on the pants and just get them on a bunch of big names. And of course, also sell a lot of pairs. But next year, like in February, I want to have like a 12-piece ready-to-wear collection. I was thinking I may, around November, like put out another 2 pieces just to add something different out there. But I feel like it's October right now, so I think I'll be good with just the pants for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I want you to speak more, and you'll get this over time, speaking more confidently. And so what I get is that it's still like you're a little unsure about what the next steps are. So if you say, all right, I'm thinking maybe like 2 more pants will release or 2 more items, what I like you to do is spend some time with you saying these are the next few steps for me. I want to get 500 I'm going to get 500 pants. I'm going to take the money from that. I'm going to release 2 more by February, March. So I'll get these produced. I'll have them out by, I don't know, just as an example, out of November. We're giving myself a 3-month runway, and then we're going to drop 2 more pieces. These are the 2 that we're releasing. Not just the maybes and the possiblies. You need to see your life for the next 12 months, and it may not work out exactly how you plan it, but like really knowing what you want to do or what you're going to do, it will help you with your activity. It'll help you with your ask when it comes to investors. It'll help with the trust that you know what you're going to do and you're walking boldly. So I know exactly what I'm looking for.
I think a lot of that uncertainty comes because, one, she doesn't really know how much it costs to even produce 500 pair of pants. And 2, you probably don't have a fraction of the money to do it, even if you did know the cost, right? So I think we got to tackle number 1. We understand that the pants are going to be your flagship product. Cool. We're putting the pants out there. That's the decision. You want to be a Gucci line where you have high-end couture that's only available off the runway, but you also want ready to wear, right? So we're going to start with the pants. They've already made a hit. Got it. I need you to now, the next week, next 2 weeks, I need you contacting every manufacturer you can get your hands on and saying, this is what I have. How much is it going to cost? I need you to get with the 3 that gives you the best price for the best quantity for the best quality. And I need you to do the math on what that first initial order looks like. Then I need you to present that to me and Dave. Okay. And I need you to know how much this whole process is going to cost. And Dave and I can have a serious conversation about investing, or at least telling you what your next step should be. Because now that you have manufacturer, you not only need to know how much it's going to cost, but you need to know how long it takes them to ship the product, how long it's going to take them to manufacture it, how long it's going to take them to ship it, how long it's going to take before you have it in your hands, how long does the sampling process take. And you need to go back to this episode at the maybe 50-minute mark. This is where we started talking to you. How long does it take for a sample to arrive? How long is it going to take for them to ship you that sample? How long is it going to take for order quantity to arrive? And what's their minimum, right? That's the first thing that you need to do. Have total cost. Present that to me and Dave. We can't promise it. We might be interested in investing and helping you get that off the ground. But then, whether we can or we can't, once you have that information, you can then start to say, okay, I can go into pre-sales on this. So now what would be my strategy to go into pre-sales so I don't have to have all of the money necessarily by myself, but I have to have enough money that if any of these pre-sale orders cancel or charge back, I'm not put out of business because I was spending every single dollar of pre-sale on inventory. That is the strategy that you need to be leveraging right out of the gate. Nothing else needs to be on your mind about Jael's fashion house except getting these jeans out that the concept has already been proven for. You do a million things very well, but right now it's about the jeans. social media about the jeans, conversations about the jeans, interviews about the jeans, strategy right now about the jeans.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotta have the target.
Got you.
Yep. How many people here know your next 3 moves? Probably very few. So when we start talking, when we got this building, when we're talking to people about what we're doing, it's very clear. There's no doubt about what we're gonna do. It's very, very clear, and people are attracted to that. But not only other people, it paints a picture in our mind about we get to walk with a certain confidence and know what our next steps are. So we're structuring everything. You need to be structuring everything you do around your next couple steps. But some of us just wake up and we just run the business. Am I right? You wake up, gotta find somewhere to sell some books. I'm sell the books.
Winging it like a mug.
I'm gonna wake up, find me some clients, get me some clients. We gotta get some clients today. But there needs to be a vision, because if you have a vision, it kind of helps with the next steps or your activity, because now I need to know, like you made these pants a year ago probably, right?
Yeah, I've been holding on to them.
Man. Yeah, if you adopted the attitude, by March, I'm gonna have this. This is how many. It's gonna be a limited run, 400 pairs. This is the price. You would have been being interviewed on her show, not to display them, but to see how you've been selling so many of these pants. Yeah. But now is the time where you need to walk in confidence, where you're willing to say, yo, this is what I'm going to be doing in the next 6 months. I will bet you. I'll put up $10,000 and say, this is exactly what I'm going to do. But you got to lock in. They got to lock in. You should have been found a manufacturer. It's not that hard. Like Donnie, I'm like, yo, let's say you were making hoodies and you want to get them cut and sewed. Let's say you didn't know Milano. Mm-hmm. How long is it going to take you to find 3 to 5 manufacturers?
By the end of the week.
You feel me?
Well, I talked to a guy in LA and he was like 300, and he told me that's going to be what you generally see.
I would be impressed if you said, I talked to 10 people and this is about the consensus.
Yes, I definitely can talk to more, for sure.
A guy sounds like really random conversation.
No,
by the way, while we're here.
No, I did a consultation with an actual manufacturing place in LA. And then for a while I was talking to Mike, the guy with the mustache. Mm-hmm. And he kept saying he wanted me to go to China or whatever to find manufacturers out there. He was like, it was like $7,000 or something like that.
Did you take that information and go find someone in China?
No, because originally I was planning on going with him, but I wasn't able to get the money to the $7,000 to go out there.
Who'd you ask?
For the $7,000, I was trying to do it by myself. And then at one point, somebody from back home told me they would invest in me, and they said they would help. And then when it finally got down to it, they're like, "Oh no!" Like they were basically playing games.
Hey Dave, real quick.
Hold on. This is not for you. This is for everybody. It's so like spotty and happenstance, and it's not intentional. You know what I mean? So the guy's here. Oh yeah, this is what he said. Oh, I talked to somebody else. This is what they said, right? But for all of us, once we know the objective, we got to be very intentional about going to get it. I'm waiting for you to tell me about 5 people that you didn't run into or didn't know. Like, I want you to spend a day in the house on Google calling, emailing. I spent the whole day, one whole day, doing this particular activity, and not just you. This is really for everybody. Like I tell Yanni all the time, like, yo, it's time to go in. It's just too lackadaisical. When I was working at the Cheesecake Factory, this is all I had.
Oh.
I'm not playing. I'm not like, I don't got time to hang out with y'all. I don't got time to do nothing. Like it, very, very, very intentional about where I'm going. And when I quit my job, it was by design. It just so happened to work the way it was by design. And when I opened the store, it was by design, because I said every single year I'm going to open something. So I opened a kiosk 2012, another kiosk 2013, opened a store in 2014. When they took the store, That's when I locked in on my book and I said, okay, I'm gonna write this book and I'm going to coach it and started speaking. I wrote the book, started coaching people. That's when I started Sleepless Nights. And I started speaking around the country, creating all this content on YouTube. Go look at it, Entrepreneurship 101. Y'all just got here. I've been on this. I've been here because I saw it like steps ahead. Saw it. So I'm just asking y'all to like stop being so lackadaisical and so like acting like y'all ain't got time. Y'all don't have time to, like, the world is going to change. By the time you lackadaisically figure out what you're going to do, the world is going to change. People ain't going to want that no more. It's time to go, y'all. We can't play no more.
Yep. I fully agree. It doesn't have to take this long. You've had this idea now for a while. I know since 2020, we've been pushing Jada to do X, Y, and Z. I've never heard the opportunity for investment or this is what I need or a serious conversation presented. You don't need to sketch another design before you get what has to happen with this done. Like, I fully agree with David. I think that we are playing with and taking for granted what we have the ability to do. And at one point it was excusable because you didn't know anybody else who had set that framework for you. You didn't have the example of success, and that type of success seems so far-fetched and so far away and unreachable that it's like, okay, I don't know how to make this move, but you're in this studio every single week. You're watching this podcast every single week, multiple times a week. You're going so far as to share the post and talk about how it's inspiring you, but to do what? Nothing. Take action slow. Social Proof definitely doesn't want to be the platform that inspires you to take action slow. Success loves speed. It's not that it has to take you a whole long time to figure things out. It's just with the time that you have, you're not focused. You are kind of, sort of, in your case, looking for a manufacturer, but you're going hard on sketches, right? We are taking these speaking opportunities and going out there, but we have nothing to take people, to. The Tamron Hall show was an amazing opportunity, but at the same time, it was a failed opportunity because you've got all these people who have been exposed to you to go nowhere. Nowhere, right? So now you have to act swiftly. You've probably got an influx of followers as a result of being on the show. So it's not too late. It's not too late. You've probably got this influx of followers who are looking for what they saw on that show. How do you serve them right away, right now? How do you keep them engaged? What email list are they going on? How do you make sure they stay connected and stay excited and stay interested in what you have because you're not ready right now? Sometimes exposure too soon can hurt you, right? Because now people are looking for answers. I sent you a DM and I remember we had this conversation. I saw this outfit that I wanted. And I said, hey, Jada, can you make this for me? Before I buy it from this designer, can you make this for me? And it took you days to respond to me. I wanted it with urgency. I just went and bought it, right? Like, I want you to make it because this is something that looks really, really easy to make and we can make a thing out of this moment. But you weren't able to take in on that moment. You came, oh, I'm so sorry. I was doing X, Y, and Z. We have to capitalize on the ask right away. We have to capitalize on the ask right away. So what is your audience? What are you putting out there that your audience is showing interest in and you're not ready to fulfill it? You're not doing anything with the data, the feedback, the questions, the comments, the DMs. You're not taking them anywhere else, right? Why aren't you treating it like prom dresses right now? Send me your size. I'm going to do what I got to do just to get these pants out if you're going to buy them. If somebody wanted a wedding gown from you, you make it, right? Why are we not making the jeans?
Good point. I've thought about that.
She's so sweet. It's like you be trying to be tough with her, but then she says, yeah, I thought about that.
No, that's a good point. I thought about that though too, like maybe just starting to take deposits and treating it as a custom order. But the pants are so detailed. I was just thinking, I feel like it would be easier to have my seamstress still work on them, but I have thought about that. I just didn't know if that was the best option.
No, it's not the best option, but it serves a need of urgency that you've created. You went out there and you got the exposure. So now there's a need of urgency. You don't have a manufacturer. The seamstress is not going to be a feasible source for you. Let's take a couple of custom orders, maybe just to get people now in these pants, spreading the word while you're still creating this relationship with the manufacturer.
I like that.
No, of course it's not the best option. It's never the best option for you to hand stitch a garment one at a time. It's always the best option for you to go out there and get a manufacturer. But in the name of I'm doing what I got to do right now to have a viable brand and cash in on some of this momentum, maybe I'm hand selecting a couple of orders and saying, yep, I'll take yours, 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 and yours. Let me just get some of these out here while I'm working behind the scenes on figuring out a more feasible process.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think this is, and right or wrong, I don't know, maybe I should like be taking it all in like for, big opportunities, but I never get too excited about opportunities. I just do the opportunity and I'm right back to work because I don't know. It's hard to hang our hat on this one specific opportunity that could quite possibly change my life. Like whether it's BET or whether it's, speaking at a big event on a big stage. I know that is just a moment in time that's a part of the whole story. But sometimes we're waiting on a big opportunity. Am I waiting? Like you think that there's a big opportunity that is going to change your life, and I'm telling you it's not. That thing is just a part of your body of work. So I don't get super excited if Steve Harvey called me tomorrow. So I'm actually about to link with JD tomorrow. I went to the studio and we got to talking about it, and I wasn't thinking, whoa, if I could just work with him, my life would change. No, it's just a part of the work that we do. We're going to do this job. We're going to do something else. It's going to lead to something else. We did BET. It wasn't, oh my gosh, finally BET called. I knew that it wasn't. After this moment, it's over. The world is moving so fast. So we have to take big opportunities, small opportunities, but we are going in a particular direction. No opportunity is going to change your life. Nobody's going to save you. If Oprah called and said, hey, Donni, we're gonna reveal your book on the show. We want to prepare for that moment, but it's not like after that we just take it all in and oh my gosh, finally we were on the show. Because the same people that watched that episode is watching something else right after that they're equally excited about. The world isn't how it used to be. You know what I mean? Like it used to be if you get Jay-Z or somebody to wear your t-shirt, you're out of here. Like you're a celebrity now. You're rich. It don't work like that no more. Because after they see you, they scroll to something else. After they see you on the show, they scroll to somebody else is on tomorrow that the whole audience is going to be excited about. So we have to be intentional, knowing that nobody's going to save us and we are going to go get it. This is the year, right? Right? We're going to go get it? Stop waiting for opportunities to come. How many people honestly be waiting for opportunities? Tell the truth. You're not going to raise your hand right now. But But no, I'm talking about waiting for opportunities. Yeah, we're waiting for this big break instead of going to find the big break. Got it? Okay. I'm motivated.
I'm super motivated. Anybody else in here motivated? Yeah?
Motivated.
So,
Goodness
Yanni,
gracious.
what you doing with the motivation?
Something you said that really stuck with me is to know your next 3 moves. So I know that I'm about to drop some shirts. It's in process now of getting made. They're done. They get finished next week, but I want to have time to promote it and do content with it and stuff like that. So I'm thinking not next week, but the following week after that.
What day did they go on sale?
I honestly haven't picked a time yet because I want to have time to
Next 3 moves.
content. Okay, yeah.
You
Next
feel me?
3?
Yeah,
That's it. That's the takeaway. Yo, I'm dropping this day. And here's what's cool too, especially about the t-shirt printing process. I'm always in a rush. Always. Any print shop that's ever worked with me, it's always a rush. Because I'm planning to drop Friday. I need these joints Tuesday. And if they say, well, we need a little more time, well, how much time? Because I dropped Friday, so I need them Tuesday. But if you don't need them Friday, they'll take forever. And if you don't have the data Friday, you'll take forever. You'll pick them up, look at them, wear them, take a t-shirt, shoot the podcast, and then you'll figure out a day to start releasing them whenever you're ready. Versus if they need to be done Friday, you're like, hey, y'all, we need to be in and out on this podcast shoot because I got to do this, this, and this to prepare for Friday. But if we don't have that, y'all, I'm telling you, you guys are going to waste so much time because you don't have a target. So
Next 3 moves, Yanni.
Pick a date for, well, is that necessarily a move?
It's a move.
Okay. So pick a date, do content for it, and drop. Is that?
Do you have a website?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a website. I have emails. I have email subscribers. I have a text list.
All right, cool. Next 3 moves. Jada, next 3 moves.
Basically get my manufacturing info together. So talk to more manufacturers and get the pricing together, how much that would cost. Bring that back to y'all.
You need an average cost by when?
You said 1 to 2 weeks.
You should have a handle. You should have a handle on. You should have a handle on how much it's going to cost by this time.
Yeah.
Which means you about to go knock on doors. You about to, hey, Donnie, call Milano real quick. Call her real quick. I'm the king of that. Hey, Donnie, can you text Milano for? Oh, actually, can you call her? No, just call her real quick. No, don't email her. Call her real quick. That's your friend, right? Just hit her real quick. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So you should have a handle on like pricing or what it should cost by a particular day.
Yes.
What's that day?
Let's see.
What's today?
Today is Wednesday.
We could do the 13th.
Okay.
The 13th.
So we'll do 7 days from now? Is that 7 days?
No, that's a week and a half.
Oh, that's 9 days from
Friday.
now. Next Friday. Dang.
Tuesday. I give you the weekend to get
Right.
figured out.
Yo, they don't sleep in China.
Right.
That's
For
a good
sure.
point.
These next 3 days, you need to like burn it down and be going everywhere. Anybody that, and I told you after you go to that shop, I'll connect you with Toulonez because they got the best quality apparel I've seen ever.
Yeah, they do
and
have
when,
nice
when you
stuff.
talk about understanding patterns and like manufacturing, I've never heard nobody understand it the way they do.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah.
Well, then that's the first thing. And then I also am going to, after I leave here, see if I can start reaching out to some of the people who did reach out about the pants and take on a few orders just to start getting people in the pants and then see how much I would want to charge with me doing them instead of my seamstress.
Yeah.
And then the last thing would be get
I'm
my
sorry, real
samples
quick.
done.
If you call somebody and they say, "Oh, I want to pre-order some pants," when are you delivering them?
It'll probably take like 2 to 3 weeks.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that's the time frame I want to give them. I could get them done faster, but I don't want to say, oh, yeah, they'll be done in 3 days.
Yeah, in the day, you can make your as long as you have, y'all gotta have this done in 3 weeks because then that puts pressure on you and you'll probably start working on it that last week. If you're anything like me.
Yeah, but I still have like custom orders as well. So that's why I say 2 to 3 weeks. I can still work on my orders that I'm getting for gowns and still do the pants.
Well, yeah.
And so those are my
Say
3
that with
things.
confidence. Hey, I had these pants to you in 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes.
Say it with confidence.
Definitely.
Get this 1,300. I like that.
Who else? Real quick. Somebody else said they're motivated. The whole sofa over here.
Jamel, go ahead. Get
Pass
on the
the
mic
mic.
real quick. That's good.
I'm hearing you guys talk a lot about brand awareness, but then also I hear self-awareness. So my question is self-awareness just as important as your brand awareness?
More important, I think.
Uh,
I think without self-awareness, how you going to have brand awareness?
Right.
You got to know what you're capable of. You got to know what you have in your hands, right? So you having the confidence to know that this business that I have is so special. But I don't think you can even get to that level unless you have some sort of self-awareness, you have some sort of internal motivation. You got that constant dialogue knowing that you are special and nobody in the world is like you. And you're really taking time to shape your brand and what you represent. That'd be my answer.
Yeah. So definitely self-awareness is a prerequisite to having brand awareness because your brand is going to be based on, or it should be based on, a set of like core values. And that typically comes from within your own self-awareness. Self-awareness also means, what am I good at? What value do I contribute to a marketplace? How am I in alignment with this entire brand? So yes, you should have some level of self-awareness before you start building brand awareness. And both things, self-awareness and brand awareness, are ever changing, meaning the needle never stops moving, right? So as you continue to grow, you may discover more about yourself that then impacts your brand. As you continue to grow in business, you may discover more about your business and the direction and the branding that you have right now that will also change at a given time. So today you should have an understanding of, have some awareness, especially if you're a personal brand. Now, personal brand and business brand, want to be clear, are two totally different things. If you have a personal brand specifically, self-awareness matters a whole lot. If you have a business brand, self-awareness matters, but not for the same reason. Self-awareness is going to matter in that case when it comes to like how much of capacity you can take on for work, what your weaknesses are. Should you be the person who's in charge of project management or fulfillment and deliverables or blah, 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 like understanding what your strengths and skill sets are, strengths and weaknesses are, so you can delegate appropriately. So yes to both, but a little bit different in different capacity.
Yep. Good stuff. All right. Y'all need to like, subscribe. Are you subscribed to the podcast? Yeah. The podcast app or YouTube? Go to the podcast app real quick. Go on and hit that subscribe. Let me see. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, all right. Yeah, we're good in this room. Yes, Jamel? We don't have it.
We don't.
Where do you
have
listen to
an app.
podcasts at?
Oh, I thought you said go to the.
Where do you listen to podcasts?
I listen on YouTube.
All right. Are you subscribed to Social Proof? Huh?
I believe I am means no.
I'm here. I watch on YouTube, but I listen on podcast.
That's love. Where are you from?
I did not see you subscribe to Full Transparency, and I need you to go ahead and do that too.
Full transparency. Absolutely.
A couple people said, do not make me pull up my app, please.
Man, love it, man. Y'all, thank y'all so much, man. Hey, we need y'all to like, subscribe. Hey, real quick, for y'all that are subscribed, just go on and hit the little 5-star review. Leave a little comment.
For sure.
Go ahead.
For sure. I feel like we should throw a monkey wrench in the plan, like just record at an off day and off time just to see who's really engaged. See who's engaged. Let's test our engagement.
I'm with that. Well, look, man, hey, here's some good news too. If you are in Morning Meetup or Actionable CEO, you have the opportunity to live stream into that. What's up, Zell? What is going on right now? That's not in my camera. That's not the one that's shaking. That's the one right there that's moving that you're on. Huh?
Because he was pulling it from up there, it shook it.
Oh, gotcha. I guess they all shake, huh? All right, that's weird. All right, yes. Hey, listen, do yourself a favor, man. Subscribe to one of our communities, right, Donni?
Yeah, for sure. We have 2 dope communities, The Morning Meetup at themorningmeetup.com and Actionable CEO at actionableceo.com. And if you want to continue the conversation, be in a community of entrepreneurs who are on a like-minded path, you guys can do just that. Oh, in fact, you can do just that. So go to both websites, check out which community is right for you, or both of them. Both of them. All right. We will see you guys next week. Take action.
Yeah.
Action. Don't just be motivated. Don't just be inspired. Motivation and inspiration pays you no money until there is activation alongside it. So there's that.
Absolutely. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace.
If you like the video that you just watched, click this one. You're going to like this one, maybe even more. Click it right now.